Hallmark Channel has made a major move. The network recently fired its executive vice president of programming, Lisa Hamilton-Daly, just 3 months after facing a damning age discrimination lawsuit regarding Lacey Chabert and Holly Robinson Peete. The timing of Daly's departure has sparked speculation about its connection to the legal drama surrounding Hallmark. Let's break it all down. Daly's firing and official explanation. Lisa Hamilton-Daly joined Hallmark in 2021 and quickly became a pivotal figure in reshaping the network's content. She was seen as someone who could breathe new life into Hallmark's traditional programming, balancing innovation with its signature charm. But her sudden departure has raised more questions than answers. In a statement, Hallmark announced that Daly's position had been eliminated as part of a larger restructuring under Chief Brand Officer Darren Abbott. Abbott, a longtime Hallmark executive, will now oversee all content-related decisions alongside consumer-facing strategies. The official reason described Daly's firing as a strategic realignment, emphasizing Abbott's leadership and vision. However, the timing of Daly's departure, so soon after the lawsuit, has fueled conjecture that it was a planned attempt to separate the network from rising outrage. It is not the first time a firm has reshuffled CEOs in the midst of a controversy, but in this case, many are questioning whether Hallmark's leadership changes are motivated by accountability or damage management. Now, let's talk about the lawsuit that sparked it all. In October 2023, Penny Perry, a Hallmark veteran and longtime casting director, filed a lawsuit against the network. At the heart of her claims was wrongful termination due to age discrimination. At 79, Perry alleged that Lisa Hamilton-Daly, her then boss, actively worked to exclude older individuals from Hallmark's productions. The allegations were as shocking as they were specific. Perry claimed that Daly instructed casting staff to avoid hiring old people for key roles, particularly leading ladies. The lawsuit further alleged that Daly had said, "Our leading ladies are aging out," a remark that underscored what Perry described as a culture of ageism. The claims did not end there. Perry claimed that Daly's casting directives particularly targeted some of Hallmark's most recognizable actresses, such as Lacey Chabert and Holly Robinson Peete. Both women who are revered by fans were reportedly disregarded behind the scenes as being too old or too expensive. Perry saw this as more than just an unfair dismissal. It represented broader ageism in an industry that frequently prioritizes youth over experience. At the center of the allegations, we have Lacey Chabert and Holly Robinson Peete. For years, Lacey has been one of Hallmark's most recognizable faces, starring in countless holiday films and romantic dramas. Holly Robinson Peete, a celebrated actress with an extensive career, has also been a fan favorite on the channel. Despite Perry's claims that Daly sought to phase out stars like Chabert and Peete, both actresses remain actively involved with the network. Chabert is slated to star in the upcoming holiday film, The Christmas Quest, and will also host celebrations with Lacey Chabert, a program focused on Hallmark's seasonal traditions. Similarly, Peete continues to be a prominent presence in Hallmark's lineup. While Hallmark insists that its relationship with these stars remains strong, Perry's lawsuit has raised difficult questions. Are these actresses being showcased because of their undeniable popularity, or are they exceptions to a casting culture that allegedly prioritizes youth and cost-cutting? The allegations have left fans torn. Many are voicing support for Chabert and Peete while expressing concern about the network's broader casting practices. For Hallmark, maintaining its image as a family-friendly brand amid these accusations will be no small task. Additionally, Perry's submitted claims of harassment. Beyond the allegations of ageism, Penny Perry's lawsuit also described a toxic workplace culture that extended far beyond casting decisions. Perry, who has multiple sclerosis, claimed she endured ableist remarks from executives, including Daly. According to Perry, Daly and other Hallmark executives, including Randy Pope, openly insulted her health issues. The claimed occurrences ranged from dismissive remarks about her symptoms to blatant mocking. Perry's experiences were highly personal, giving a further dimension of agony to her assertions. Hallmark, a network that has long established its name on wholesome and cheerful stories, is now dealing with allegations that paint a much darker picture of its internal atmosphere. These claims pose a huge image crisis for a brand known for its benevolence and family values. Is there a broader pattern of controversy? Hallmark's challenges are not limited to Perry's lawsuit. In recent years, the network has faced criticism for what some perceive as a failure to align its internal practices with its public messaging. In an effort to modernize its brand, Hallmark has introduced more diverse storylines, including LGBTQ+ romances and racially inclusive narratives. While these initiatives have been applauded by many, they've also sparked backlash from certain segments of Hallmark's more traditional audience. The lawsuit only adds to this broader narrative of a network struggling to navigate change. As Hallmark works to modernize its content, it risks alienating longtime viewers while also facing scrutiny for its internal operations. Perry's claims of ageism and workplace harassment highlight a disconnect between Hallmark's image and its behind-the-scenes culture. The network's leadership now faces the daunting task of bridging this gap while maintaining viewer trust. So, what's next for Hallmark? With Lisa Hamilton Daly's departure, Hallmark stands at a crossroads. The network has already made strides toward diversifying its content, but now it faces the challenge of making its internal culture match the progressive image it's trying to project. Darren Abbott, the new chief brand officer, has the tough task of leading this shift. Abbott has spent years with Hallmark, and his leadership will be put to the test as he works to steer the network through this controversy. Under his guidance, Hallmark will need to prove that it can reconcile its public-facing values with its internal practices. The question is whether this leadership change is enough to enact lasting transformation, or if it's simply a temporary move to quell the noise surrounding the lawsuit. For the time being, Hallmark is focusing on damage control. The network has yet to comment in detail on the specifics of Perry's claims, and there's no clear indication of whether any internal reforms will follow. What's clear is that Hallmark cannot afford to ignore these allegations, especially if it intends to remain a key player in the entertainment industry. Penny Perry's lawsuit is more than just personal vindication. For Penny Perry, the action is more than just an attempt to obtain justice for herself. It is a cry for broader business reform. Perry has always advocated for equal treatment in the workplace, and her concerns regarding ageism and ableism reflect broader challenges that afflict many others in Hollywood. While the lawsuit's primary focus is on Hallmark, its implications stretch far beyond the network. In an era when diversity and inclusion are at the forefront of cultural conversations, Perry's case highlights the systemic issues that still plague the entertainment industry, particularly for older women and those with disabilities. Perry's determination to take Hallmark to court signals her desire to bring attention to these issues and spark a broader dialogue about workplace equality. The outcome of this case could set a significant precedent, not just for Hallmark, but for other networks and entertainment companies as well. Will Hallmark's brand survive this controversy? As Hallmark grapples with these mounting allegations, its brand faces a critical test. The network has long prided itself on being the home of feel-good, family-oriented entertainment. But with the lawsuit and Daly's firing, Hallmark is finding that its public image doesn't always match its internal realities. The holiday season, a time when Hallmark typically experiences its peak viewership, may now serve as a litmus test for its future. Will viewers continue to tune in for the network's signature holiday films, or will they begin to look elsewhere for their festive entertainment fix? Hallmark has always had a loyal following, but public trust is fragile. The network will need to make some difficult decisions if it wants to recover from this controversy. Whether it's addressing the claims made by Perry or making real changes to its corporate culture, Hallmark will have to prove that it can live up to the values it espouses on screen. Now, what will be the impact on Hallmark's future? The aftermath of these scandals could have long-lasting effects on Hallmark's future. While the network may try to weather the storm by focusing on the positive aspects of its programming, it's clear that there are deep-seated issues that need to be addressed. The entertainment industry, especially networks like Hallmark that rely on mass appeal, is more attuned to public perception than ever before. If Hallmark wants to stay relevant in an evolving landscape, it will have to take steps to ensure its behind-the-scenes culture aligns with its public-facing persona. The shift in leadership could be the first step in this process, but real change will require more than just a change in management. Hallmark will need to reevaluate its internal policies, improve inclusivity at all levels, and create a workplace environment that reflects the values it promotes through its films. Looking toward a more inclusive Hallmark. The growing calls for inclusivity and representation in Hollywood are not going away. Hallmark, which has been both praised and criticized for its attempts to diversify its programming in recent years, is now under even greater scrutiny. As the network seeks to recover from this scandal, it may be forced to double down on its commitment to change. Hallmark has already begun introducing more diverse characters and LGBTQ+ storylines into its programming, but these efforts need to be consistent and more than just token gestures. Diversity and inclusion cannot be limited to just one or two storylines during the year. They must be woven into the fabric of Hallmark's brand. The accusations from Perry, paired with the broader cultural conversation about workplace discrimination, could push Hallmark to make deeper changes. If it genuinely aims to be an inclusive and progressive network, it must start with its treatment of its employees and the internal culture it fosters. What will be the long-term effects of this scandal? The full repercussions of this scandal may not be known for some time. Hallmark's reputation has taken a hit, but it's not necessarily the end of the road for the network. The company has faced controversies before and survived, often thanks to its loyal fan base and strong brand identity. But this time, Hallmark will have to work harder than ever to regain trust. The days of relying solely on its wholesome image may be over. Moving forward, the network will need to strike a delicate balance between maintaining its core audience while also evolving to meet the expectations of a more socially conscious world. As for Penny Perry, her lawsuit has already shed light on some important issues that extend far beyond her personal experience. Whether or not Hallmark changes its ways in response, her case is likely to have a lasting impact on Hollywood's treatment of older individuals and people with disabilities. While the future remains uncertain, Hallmark has the opportunity to rebuild and come out stronger. The key will be to act quickly and decisively, demonstrating through both words and actions that it is committed to addressing the issues raised in Perry's lawsuit. For Hallmark's audience, it's a time of reflection. Will they continue to support a network that has been rocked by these scandals, or will they turn their attention elsewhere? The answer lies in how Hallmark chooses to respond to this controversy, and whether it can truly live up to its promises of being a network of warmth, kindness, and family values. What do you think about Hallmark's recent controversies? Share your thoughts below, and if you liked this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.